Live from twitch.tv, it's Vtuber Talk. This week, our guest is SNII. It's all about to begin on Vtuber Talk. Hello and welcome to Vtuber Talk. I'm Jay, your host, and thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. For those of you who haven't been here before, Vtuber Talk is designed after classic late-night talk shows. Everything here is live, casual, and the goal is simply to have fun conversations and entertain people who are already familiar with the guest, as well as leaving things accessible for new fans. That's my fancy way of saying that anyone can tune in and have a good time. Also, while this show is run as a project of passion, any donations are absolutely welcome and are split with the guest 50-50. Whew. I've had a week, everyone. It's been a bit of a crazy time for me. I had some silliness with the internet service provider that I use. The power went out in my apartment yesterday and I was scared that the show was going to happen today, and it was stressful. But here we are. Things have calmed down a fair bit. We're live and we're going to have a good time today. I've actually really been looking forward to doing the show all week. Even though I only broadcast once per week, this has already become something that is just a part of my schedule, and getting to meet a different VTuber every week and share these conversations with you all has really become something I'm thoroughly enjoying, and hopefully you are too. It's really strange since I don't actually plan to pursue being a VTuber in any way myself, but this show has allowed me a fun little outlet, and I hope to continue improving myself, the show, and I just can't thank you all enough for being here. As we'll be discussing soon enough, we've already actually had a couple of good changes to the stream this week, thanks to the wonderful guests that I have lined up. And you know what, let's go on and meet her. So please welcome my guest this afternoon, the Cyber Demon VTuber, SNII. Hello there, SNII. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Alrighty, can everybody hear SNII? Say a few things if you would.
Okay. Hi, I'm SNII. I'm a cyber demon. I like to eat bugs. What else am I supposed to say?
Nope, that's enough. Thank you for the follow, Kiwasaurus Rex. Awesome. Yay.
It's Kiwa.
No scuff
I know
this week yet, but we might get there. We'll see. Fingers crossed that it doesn't. Anyways, welcome to the show, SNII. As I was mentioning, you've actually been a big help to me this week in terms of improving the show. For those who might not have noticed, we are now broadcasting in HD. I did not realize I wasn't doing so beforehand, and while we were doing our pre-interview earlier in the week, SNII and I were talking, and she was like, "You know you're not in HD, right?" And I was like, "Wait, I'm not? Oh no." So she helped me a fair bit getting the back-end things straightened out. I got the assets resized appropriately, and here we are. And SNII is, her mark is going to be felt on the show from every stream forward, because I'm certainly not going to be reverting my specs after this.
I'm glad I'm able to help.
So I'm sure a number of people in the audience are already familiar with you, SNII, but for those who aren't, please let us know a bit about you. It can be anything about your lore, the type of content you're best known for, anything that you think is important when getting to know you.
Okay, so hello again. I'm SNII. I am 25 years old. I used to be human, but then I took part in an experiment that I was not chosen for. I actually volunteered. And in that experiment, our souls were transferred into the cyberspace. This was to fight cyber criminality. Except I didn't like my job, but I liked it in the cyberspace. So I cut off the communication and became a bug. So yes, I'm a bug myself, but I also eat other bugs. That makes me sort of a cannibal. But
Well, you eat the bad bugs, so it's okay.
I eat the bad bugs, yes.
Yeah, actually the channel points currency on SNII's channel, which is there in the corner. Please do give her a follow. Her channel point currency is bugs. So by simply viewing, you help collect the bugs and then feed them to her.
Feed me!
So, SNII,
Yay.
your mama and papa are, if I'm reading these names correctly, Miflue and Kobotano?
Miflue is a great artist. I think her Twitter ad is just written like that. It's Miflue.
Yeah, Mifflue.
Yeah. She also streams. Miflue also streams. I'm not sure what her what her Twitch ad is right now. I think it was Miflue Live or something like that. Yeah, so either way, I'm accountable. I can see the chat, okay? I can see the chat. Anyways, yeah, and Kobotano is the rigger. Is my papa. Kobotano is on Twitter, Kobotano2.
Yes, Kobotano, then the number 2.
Yes, and they both did an absolutely amazing job bringing me to life.
Yes. So, what have you been up to lately? Well, I guess that is sort of a silly question. I know what you've been up to lately because I saw you streaming Animal Crossing this morning.
Yeah, it was morning for you. It was afternoon for me.
Oh, that's true. Yes,
yeah,
time zones.
I was streaming Animal Crossing just earlier. I was playing Animal Crossing with some friends. I was inviting friends to my island, and my island I have put a lot of work into it, and I'm finally at a point where I'm kind of happy with it. Yes.
Yeah, I saw you tweeting some pictures of it earlier. You were having some trouble finding a particular mushroom DIY, if memory serves.
Yes, I got it for 70 Nook Malls tickets on Nookazon. I'm not proud of that.
Oh, Nookazon. I can't believe there's still that one. Yeah, like, God. But for those of you who aren't familiar with Animal Crossing New Horizons and the economy that has grown out of that, Nook Miles tickets are the general currency that the community uses because the actual in-game currency of bells is so inflated that they're essentially worthless, but Nook Miles tickets are things that you have to earn by doing gameplay, and they're what people use when they're doing villager hunting by going to different islands, so it is just the go-to currency, and 70 is a fair few number of tickets, actually, so it was very, very expensive, but hey, if you need that DIY,
fine.
If you need it.
I really wanted that DIY, and it's fine because I had like 150 tickets, so that was half of them.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I really couldn't find it. I had every other mushroom DIY, but I couldn't find that one, and it was the mushroom lamp, the one I wanted most.
Yeah. Oh, and the lamps are really good too. Yeah, I can see why you would want that one.
Yeah, the lamps are great.
Yeah. I'm blanking on your island name, but it's named after a flower.
Yeah, it's named after a flower. It's called Wisteria.
Wisteria, yes.
I really like the Wisteria flower, and I actually even have, and that's gonna be one of our next themes. Actually, I have 2 OCs who are called Wister and Steria, so they're twins.
Oh, so it not only is just one of your favorite flowers, it's a reference.
OCs. They're Pokemon OCs.
Oh, and well, hey, you brought it up, so might as well hop on over to Pokemon. That's the other thing you've been playing a lot recently. You've been doing it was an Emerald Nuzlocke, was it?
Yeah, Emerald randomizer with a bit of Nuzlocke rules. Yes. I'm not sticking to the full Nuzlocke rules because actually I'm using potions, for example. In the Nuzlocke, you don't use potions, and also a few other things that I don't go by. So it's more about the randomizer than the Nuzlocke. Yeah,
no, usually when I think of Nuzlocke, I think of just the one capture per route rule and the if a Pokemon faints, it's dead rule that I know a lot of streamers have added the extra challenge of no battle items. But I would say that you're still adhering to traditional Nuzlocke rules.
Kinda.
Yeah.
I am doing the when Pokemon faints, I'm going to release it, but I refuse to release my starter. So even if my starter faints, I will not release that one.
And what was the starter?
It was an Umbreon.
Ooh. Now, it was a randomizer, so you just wound up with that one. Do you remember what the other options were for the starters?
Yes, actually I do. The other options were, wait, what's it? A C-Dot? C-Dot was an option. Yeah, pretty meh. And the other one was a Machoke.
Okay, Machoke isn't bad, but the thing is you can't devolve it because you need to trade, and that's not going to work.
Exactly. Exactly. So the obvious option was Umbreon.
Yeah. Plus, Umbreon is just cool. Like, I can't
cool.
decide if Umbreon is my favorite evolution, but if not, it's really high up there.
I think it's my favorite actually. I do like dark types a lot. Dark types are my favorite Pokemon types, yes.
Yeah. Plus, it also sort of fits with your own visual aesthetic.
Mhm.
So, now, have you completed the Nuzlocke run, or is it still going?
It's still going. We only have 3 batches so far.
Oh, okay, yeah. That is the thing, that Nuzlocks can take a while.
I'm doing like 1 batch per stream or something like that, or I'm trying at least. Like in 2 hours, I have to grind a lot and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It takes a while.
Do you remember offhand who's in your party right now?
Who's in my party right now? Okay, hold on. We have Flareton the Umbreon. All of the people, all of the Pokemon are named after people in my chat. So
So tune in if you want to have a chance to get a Pokemon named after you.
Then we have a Butterfree called Turtle.
Wait a minute, that's not a turtle.
That's not a turtle. Okay, we lost Ruku, who's one of my closer friends. But we lost him. He was a Roselia.
Oh, and Roselia's good.
Yes. But he used to be a what was he? A Squirtle? I think a Squirtle.
Oh,
yes,
so it's randomized.
Are also randomized.
Oh gosh, yeah, because that is another layer. Because sometimes you'll have randomizers where whatever you see is what you get, and then it'll still evolve naturally. But randomized evolutions too. Oh, that can be brutal. Because what happens if you have I don't know, like a Dragonair or something, and then it evolves into
Magikarp.
Yeah, Magikarp or something, because it doesn't even need to be like a fully evolved thing that it evolves into.
Exactly.
So you could have something that continuously evolves, because it can then sort of go backwards, where the level up requirement is lower than what it evolved into. Yeah.
It can go backwards, but it can if it's fully evolved, it won't evolve anymore.
Yeah.
So another Pokemon I got in my team pretty strong is Raw the Ampharos.
Ooh, Ampharos is solid.
Ampharos is nice, yeah. I think Iggy we just lost. Was it Igglybuff? And who else is on my team right now? I don't think I remember anyone else right now. We did catch some new ones last run, but I have a goldfish brain and I don't remember.
So what would you say your favorite Pokemon is? Or like, if one is too difficult, give me, I don't know, your top 3 or something.
You already should know my favorite Pokemon.
Well,
it's
yes,
obvious.
yes, that given your name, because your Twitter handle is Sneasel.
Yes. Exactly, just written with 2 I's. Why is it written with 2 I's, and why am I named SNII and SNII with 2 I's and not SNII with 2 E's? Because I could have been named SNII with how you pronounce it, kind of. The reason is because Sneasel in German is called Sneebel with an I. So that's why I'm named SNII with an I, not with an E.
Yeah, and your favorite Pokemon is specifically Sneasel, not the fully evolved version Weavile.
Yes. Also, I count them both as my favorite Pokemon.
Oh,
I always count two as my favorite Pokemon. I count both Sneasel and Weavile. As my second favorite Pokemon, I count both Wooper and Quagsire.
Oh gosh, Wooper's gonna whoop. I love Wooper. They're so cute.
Wooper! So adorable. Yeah, there's a Derpy. I love Derpy Pokemon.
Yeah.
And the third spot is really hard. There's a couple Pokemon that I really love. For example, Frostless. I love Frostless.
Ooh, yeah.
And then there's Banette. Banette is also one that I really like, especially its Mega Evolution.
Oh yeah, that thing's terrifying.
It just really looks red. It looks red. Actually, the design of my OC Wister is based on a Mega Banette. He has a sweater that is based on a Mega Banette design.
Oh, nice.
So that's how much I love Banette, especially Mega Banette. And then what's another one? Of the newest generation, I think my favorite is Toxtricity. Yes.
Toxtricity is really cool. Which form though?
The low form, the base form.
Yeah,
the blue one.
Yeah, I'd say my favorite Pokemon is Metagross. I love its design. I love its typing. I think Steel Psychic is so cool.
Steel Psychic is really cool.
Yeah, it has a bunch of resistances. It's really useful in battle, and also it's a supercomputer tank.
True. Metagross is really cool. It also looks really cool and shiny.
Yeah, no, I had a shiny Metagross. I think it was in Diamond and Pearl way back in the day, and just I love that thing. I'm pretty sure it was hacked because I got it off of the global trade system. And looking back, there were a couple things that I now recognize as sort of telltale signs that it was probably hacked, but I still loved that thing. It was great.
Most of them were hacked. I have got a couple shinies from there too. And I was like, no way, they're real. I actually released them.
Yeah, because apparently Nintendo's doing like bannings if they detect hacked Pokemon in your Pokemon Home account or something.
Yeah, but also like even if I were to get a hacked Pokemon now, I would still release it if I found out it was hacked. It's like I really want my shinies and stuff to be genuine.
Yeah.
I'm just that kind of person.
I have terrible shiny luck. I have only ever seen one natural shiny, and I've played every Pokemon generation. The only natural shiny I've ever seen was in my silver version. I found a blue Shuckle. And like, it's cute, but Shuckle's not that great. But I'm still just waiting to find that next natural shiny. I don't play to the point where I don't do shiny breeding or complete the Pokedex to get the shiny charm. I know that there are ways to make it so your odds are much better.
When I have a little fun fact, I completed the Sword Shield Pokedex within 1 week after game release.
Wow. And that can be
like
tough.
Exactly 1 week later, I was done and had the shiny charm.
Maybe sometime we do a stream battle. I don't know. You'll probably kick my butt, but it'd be fun anyways.
That would be fun, yeah. Also about shinies. My first shiny, and that's actually pretty funny for everyone who knows the meme video, was a shiny Ponyta in Pokemon Leaf Green.
Ooh, Ponyta looks good because the blue flames.
I don't know if anyone knows the video, but it's like there's like this video of a kid completely losing it about finding a shiny Ponyta in Leaf Green. So it was pretty viral back then. So yeah, it's pretty funny that this was my first shiny as well.
Yeah. I like the Galarian Ponyta and Rapidash as well. I think those designs were some of the best Galarian forms.
Yeah, so, wait, I forgot what I was about to say.
Whoop. I'm sure you'll remember it. In the meantime, what would you say your favorite Pokemon generation is?
That has to be Gen 3, actually. It's, less about the Pokemon, more about the region. For me, it's usually about the region and the characters. If I have to say my favorite region is Gen 3, definitely. The Huron region is my favorite. Because I think it has the most memorable places. After that, I would say Johto. Because Johto is also
Johto is my personal favorite.
Yes, Johto is my second fave, yes.
Yeah.
When it comes to characters, however, I actually like Sword Shield the most. Even if the story was really bad or non-existent.
To be fair, the story is never the main draw of a Pokemon game.
That's true, but at least, for example, I don't like Gen 5 at all, but Gen 5 had a good story.
That's true, yeah. That one with N was really intense, especially at the end. I remember, I got chills the first time I saw the castle, just shoot up out of the ground. That was really cool.
That was really cool, yeah. But I didn't like Gen 5 for the region because I don't remember, even though I played it just recently, I don't remember a single city name or any place in this game. I don't remember any of it. Meanwhile, okay, good. I don't know them in English. I usually play in German. So now with streaming, I've started playing Pokemon games in English. So that's new to me. I always have to keep asking for, hey, what's that attack? I don't know it. I only know it in German. Tell me the German name. Oh God, this is so. I grew up with Pokemon in German, so.
Yeah, because you are obviously entirely fluent in English, but when you have a terminology translation where it's not going to end up being a literal translation necessarily, I can see where that could get confusing.
Yeah, for example, there's these two attacks. Like the one was curse, and the other one was well, not curse, but a similar name, a similar term. And I mixed them up completely. It was like, yeah, I thought curse was the ghost type attack, but it's not. Or
Oh.
I think curse is just the one that lowers your AP, PP.
Oh no, that's
like
disable. No, that's not disable. It's.
Ah.
I know the attack you're talking about.
Curse is the one when you defeat the Pokemon that used it, then the PP of the attack go down to 0. That's
Memento, I think.
No, that's not
No.
Memento. I think. Is it? I keep mixing them up. This is why I should play Pokemon in German. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Anyways, yeah, I usually play in German. Yeah. I wanted to say something earlier about when I was alive, but I forgot about it. Yeah, we were talking about Chinese. You wanna know something funny about Sneasel and Chinese Sneasel? Like Sneasel has the colors of what I am now. Like it is black and pink, and it really has the colors of who I am now. But shiny Sneasel actually with the pastel colors is more like the aesthetic I had when I was alive. This is so funny. Like, yeah, when I was human, I had exactly this pastel aesthetic. Like I was really into J fashion and stuff like that, and kawaii fashion and pastel colors. Yeah.
And while it's not intentional, I suppose it is somewhat fitting that the producer for your single Delete is, I think their username is Kawaii Pastel.
Kawaii Pastel, yes. It's very fitting. It's very fitting.
Yeah. And speaking of which, let's talk about Delete a bit.
Yeah, let's talk about Delete. And while we're talking about Pastel, you should also check out his other songs. He usually does not do like this kind of rock song that Delete was. That is not his usual style. He usually does what his name suggests. He does a lot of kawaii Vocaloid songs, like really cute and upbeat electronic songs. And so Delete was a kind of a change for him. Yeah, Delete, my single that I released at my debut. Yeah, it's for my first time releasing a single, so that was a big deal for me. And I wrote the song in a very emotional state, I have to say that. I'm not gonna elaborate on that, but it was a very emotional state when I wrote the song. I was very angry.
Yeah, it's a very intense. It's a very intense song, and just it's definitely a complex one because you've released the English lyrics in an instrumental video on your YouTube channel, and I was actually reading them beforehand, and you said that you don't want to talk too much about what you were thinking when you wrote it, so I'm not going to ask you about that, but it is clear that there was a lot of emotion in there. Oh, thank you for the follow, Kylene.
I don't mind if you ask about a few things. Like, if a few lines seem interesting to you, then you can ask. You can ask. I will say if I absolutely do not want to answer something or something like that. But yeah, if you really want to know what the song is about, I mean, the whole, it's pretty obvious. It's about me. It's about how I became a cyber demon, and how I just came to love the virtual world more than the real life. And yeah, this is pretty much what the song is about. But there's a few lines in it that might hint at something more.
Well, I guess.
But yeah.
So, for the main line and just the title of the song, Delete, that it seems that at least the initial interpretation that I had of the lyrics was the idea of you deleting things in your way, deleting your obstacles of,
exactly.
Beating the things that are holding you back.
Exactly. It's more like, I wouldn't call it beating things in my way. I would, actually, it's pretty, how do I put this? It's pretty dumb of me to think so, but when I wrote this song, I had the feeling I can just, delete everything in my way, but also like delete every problem I have. Just delete it and pretend it's not there. Like that was the kind of way. But yeah, I mean, I actually can do that now, so who cares?
Yeah. Now, you mentioned that you wrote the lyrics, you wrote the song, but you then worked with others for the instrumentals and the
Japanese
video and everything
version
else.
and
And
instrumental version. Yes, yes, yes. Let's talk about that. The first thing that happened was me writing the English lyrics and singing in an a cappella. I sent that a cappella to Pastel, and Pastel was like, "Oh yeah, let's make that. Let's do that." And Pastel is like, all he needs is an a cappella of me singing some lyrics I just wrote, and he makes up a perfect instrumental.
yeah,
That's just
and
how
that,
he
that
works.
he wrote the song around your a cappella performance. So you had
Yes.
already sung it, and he wrote
Yes.
the melody and everything to fit around words already
Exactly.
spoken.
Yeah. Yes. I had already sung it. I sang it in a cappella. I sent the a cappella recording to him, and he wrote the music around that.
Like
The
that,
instrumental. Yes.
that is just fascinating and really intense, and it definitely speaks to their skill to be able to do that, because obviously writing a song in any form, in any state, takes a great deal of time, effort, and skill, but to essentially have to compose around a sort of a preset restriction in terms of like what you're working with in terms of tempo and lyrics and notes, that's an entirely different level.
Yeah, it really is. I usually have to work like this because I don't play an instrument myself, but I have a clear vision of what I want the melody, the vocal melody, to be like. So I don't leave it up to the imagination of whoever makes the instrumental. I just know exactly what I want.
Yeah. Did you make any
And,
requests in terms of saying like, I'd really like a particular like techno tone or
yes,
anything?
I did say I want electronic rock vibes. So he pretty much got that down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, yeah, let's talk about how we went on. The song wasn't even finished yet when I commissioned Rakisu for the art of it. The art that is also my Twitter header and the album cover.
Now, you
so
already
yeah,
had your
Rakisu-
model at that time, though, correct?
I already had my model, yes. My model was already finished way before my debut, like a month before my debut, or like 3 weeks before my debut. I already had the fully finished model. So Rakisu had already seen it. Yeah, some people have seen it. The people who worked on the song have all seen the model in action already at that point. Okay, and then once the art was finished, or even before the art was finished, actually, with just the sketch, the animator Nashu was already working.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
did just
Yeah.
the backgrounds on it, and because it wasn't just the animation of your model, but there's so much in terms of like shapes and words, and it looks like
Nashu
sort
did
of
all
that
of that.
cyberspace feel.
Nashu did all of that. It's like Nashu is a motion graphics animator. Yeah, that's what they do, and I already know Nashu from the Utaita community. Now we are at the Utaita point. I guess we gotta talk about that.
There you go. Good transition.
I guess we gotta talk about that. Yeah, that's the transition. I come from the Utaita community. Actually, I was a Utaita when I was human, when I was not a VTuber yet. Also, and Utaita is it comes from the Japanese word term utaita. Utaita are those singers on Nico Nico who mostly sing Vocaloid and anime covers. And yeah, I used to be someone like that, but not on Nico Nico, but on YouTube. So a Utaita. I still sing. And of course, I just released the lead, but all my older covers are also still on my YouTube channel. So yeah, I've been doing this for a while, the whole singing thing. Actually, I took singing lessons for like 6 or 7 years.
Now, were those lessons, I suppose, more traditional, or did they have a focus on the type of music that you covered?
They absolutely did have a focus on the type of music that I cover. I always had private lessons, and in those private lessons, I always sung Japanese songs.
Oh, great.
And anything I wanted to sing, and my singing teachers were always open to that.
That's great, because, you hear sometimes that people get in singing lessons and that just the instructors are more set in their ways, I suppose, and that they want to give the student a more classical education, which is understandable in some ways, but then it sometimes doesn't teach the student the particulars of what they really want to know, and like it can give them a foundation of how to sing properly and good breathing and vocal techniques, but
Yes,
it doesn't necessarily give them those genre specific learnings.
Yeah.
So it's really neat that you were able to find an instructor that was open to that type of thing.
Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with a classical instruction, I guess. Actually, the most things about genre-specific singing, I taught myself, I have to say. Because, for example, it was only like a year ago or 1.5 years ago or something that I figured out how to growl a little, like when singing. Like I did that in the lead quite a few times. Like this kind of raspy voice.
Yeah.
And I wasn't able to do that a while ago, but yeah, it's something I taught myself actually.
Was there a particular moment where it sort of clicked on how you need to do that, or was it a slow thing of sort of training your own voice to get to where it needed to be, or was there a particular?
I think it was a little bit. It was a little bit of both. I once did a cover of Unravel, the Tokyo Ghoul opening, and there's a scream in there, like an actual scream, like a screamo scream.
Yeah.
And I actually did that. I actually did that. But I had to go to the basement to record it because I didn't want anyone to hear it.
Yeah, you don't want to worry anyone.
I didn't want anyone to hear that. I cannot do screamo on command, absolutely not. But if I'm absolutely sure no one can hear me and I can be as loud as I want, then yes, I can do it. That actually I figured out a really long time ago. I used to be a huge J-Rock fan, and I went to a lot of J-Rock and Visual K concerts. And my favorite band was the Despes Ray. They're disbanded at this point, sadly. They disbanded right after I went to my first concert of them.
Oh no!
That was so sad. That was so sad. And that was also the point where I actually stopped listening to a lot of J-Rock bands. Because I was so sad my favorite band disbanded.
Aww.
Anyways, when I went to that concert, in the middle of the concert, I was suddenly doing the screamo parts along with my favorite singer. And I was like, wait, how did I just figure that out? Why can I scream all of a sudden? And now the part to go to find my way to that growly voice was like, I remembered how I did that screamo thing, and I was like, okay, now do that, but a little less.
Yeah, just sort of use it as a starting point and then figure out how to modulate your voice to get where you need to be.
Yeah. The only advice that I can give people who want to try it is please don't inhale scream. It's not good for your voice. Because you can do screamo by inhaling, or you can do screamo by exhaling. And inhale screams are not good for your voice. Don't do that. You're going to ruin your voice. So yeah. Yes, my screams are exhale screams if I do them. Rarely. The only thing I do inhale in singing, and that does not hurt my voice so much, so it's fine, is when I do this, ow! When I do that with inhaling.
Nice. Do you have any particular, like, vocal remedies or, I'm trying to think of the proper term, just like, throat soothers that you use? Because, like, I know, since I don't sing as much, I have sung once upon a time, but since I do podcasts like this and other things outside of Vtuber Talk, I've had instances where I've had to, I've strained my voice, and there's a product called Vocalese, and it's just sort of like this honey spray that is natural and herbal, so it helps soothe your vocal cords. Do you have anything like that you use?
Not really. Actually, I just make sure to drink a lot when I sing a lot. So I don't have anything special to soothe my voice. I just do. I have some vocal warm-up techniques that I use. Yes, but I have nothing that I really use after singing, because after singing I just flop down. I'm dead.
Very fair. Very fair.
Yeah, depends on how long I've been singing. But yeah, I just drink a lot of water. That's all. For vocal warm-up techniques, actually my favorite thing to do is I have a huge problem with strained voice. Even right now I'm talking in a very strained voice because I wouldn't say it's my natural talking voice, but so yeah, I'm by default I'm using a strained voice, and the way how to get rid of that a bit before singing is to just start singing with your tongue hanging out. Which is really funny.
Because I've heard a lot of different vocal tips over the years. It's like I mentioned, I've done theater and stuff, so I've heard a lot of different ones. I've not heard that one before.
Yeah, that's like you let your tongue hang out and start singing all the what's it called? Like when you sing up and down, what's it called? English.
Scales.
Scales. Yes. You sing that. You sing your scales. You sing your notes, and you just have your tongue hanging out. And if you do that for a whole while, like just leave it out there, your vocal cords will relax from that.
Actually, now that I think about it, I've heard a similar one, and it's less for singing. It's more for enunciation. That if you count from 1 to 20 with your tongue hang out, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and keep doing that up until 20, similar. That it really improves your enunciation. That's actually something that I forgot to do today before the stream, but that I usually actually do before shows to help really, just prep myself.
Yeah, so I usually do the tongue out thing because that's what helps me most against my strained voice. Because I really have to remember myself and pretty much force myself to sing in a natural voice, because my default is singing in a strained voice. That is so weird. Like it's like my brain is telling me, no, you have to sound like this and that, except no, just sound like yourself.
Now,
and that's really weird.
Now, you did mention to me, not on stream today, but a couple days ago when we were talking, you mentioned that you once wrote a love song about your own voice.
That's true. It's still on my channel. It's called Another Song. I actually didn't tell a lot of people what this song was about. It's called Another Song, and it's because of the line in it that says, let's sing together another song. And it's kind of a love song about my voice, but it's not like bragging about my voice, because actually it's more like thank you, voice, for making me able to sing, because singing really is a very important thing to me that helps me get my feelings out there. And yeah, so it's more like it's also the song goes, thank you for the times, and it's just a big thank you to my voice, more like that. And it's not a braggy song, like I'm not saying.
It's an appreciation.
It's an appreciation, yes, because I'm actually saying in the song, I know you're not the best out there, the likes of you are everywhere, but I keep saying I don't care, I'm proud of you. So basically I'm saying, I know my voice is not the best, I know I'm average, but I love my voice, and I'm thankful for having a voice that makes me able to sing.
Yeah, that's
it.
That's really cool. It I've never heard of a song written about a voice like that before, but just it makes complete sense. And like you said, it's not bragging or anything. It's really one of thankfulness. It's saying that I love singing so much, and I'm glad that I'm able to do what I do.
Yeah. Honestly, not everyone is able to. Like, there's people who just can't sing for whatever reason, and I could have lost my voice somehow or something. So I'm just grateful that my voice is still there and that I can sing like I do.
Yeah. Do you think that now you've said that you modulate your voice for when you're talking on stream, and like right now that you're straining your voice a little bit, do you find
I do.
that your singing voice is closer to your natural voice or closer to your modulated voice?
That depends on the song, honestly.
Very fair, very fair.
For example, in the lead, it's more my natural voice, honestly. Because right now I sound more cutesy, and that's my talking voice on stream. That's just how I am on stream.
Whereas the tone in the lead is a bit lower.
Yes. I do have a lower voice when talking naturally. And there's other songs on my channel that have the same natural kind of voice, and they are usually all my favorites. So I'm trying to sing more like that.
Mm.
There's Poker Face, not the Lady Gaga song, but the Vocaloid song. That is on my channel, and there's also more of my natural voice, and all of them have like they're like lower.
Mm.
So when but it's also, I think it's also it's not just I just strain my voice to be in character or something like that. It's also because I'm speaking in English, and speaking in English automatically makes my voice go strain mode. And I don't know why.
Yeah, I've noticed that just for whatever reason that when people speak in different languages, they tend to shift their tonality a fair bit. That
Yeah.
I've noticed that I've been just starting to learn just a little bit of Japanese, and I've noticed that my own tone goes a bit lower than my natural tone. So instead of thank you, it's domo arigato. And that just, it's a slight variation, but it's a noticeable one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me, it's very noticeable how my voice changes in certain songs or how it changes on stream. Yeah, naturally I have a bit of a lower voice, yes. What else? I have covers on my channel like Sticky Bug, for example. That is a very cute song. And of course, I sang that with a really cute voice. Like, it's a difference if I sing "Sukite sukite." This is like the song.
Yeah.
Or if I sing it with my natural voice, "Sukite sukite." That would be really lower. That would be more natural for me.
Now,
but it doesn't fit the song.
Now, I thought both of those sounded great. So now what I'm thinking is, have you ever considered doing a song where you record it twice, once with your natural voice and once with your modulated voice, and have them, singing together, sort of as a duet with yourself?
Actually, I wanted to do that. There's a song I really want to do where I want to try that. It's called E Aso. Yeah, that's the title of the song. And there's a version of Kuroneko, who's a well-known utaite. And she sings. She's also a VTuber, by the way, a Japanese VTuber. She sings this song with herself, and the low voice and the higher voice. It's just these are two different people. This is crazy, and I really want to try that sometime. This is so cool.
Yeah, I think that would be a really neat concept. I definitely hope to hear something like that sometime.
I think I wanted to try it once with a song called Suki Kirai, but I already covered that with someone, so it's already a version of it on YouTube. But I can definitely self-duet Suki Kirai. It's like Suki yo kirai wakanai kirai. Suki to kirai wakanai kirai. So like those are two different people, aren't they?
Yeah, no, and it's, now that I think about it, your voice in some way reminds me of another friend of mine, another person who's been on this show, Lane Blanc. That her natural singing voice is definitely in that lower register, but she's also able to do that, strained upper voice as well. That'd be, it's an interesting parallel now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I like singing in those kawaii voices because it's fun. It's really fun to do. Like it's kind of like voice acting, and I really like voice acting. Like honestly, I don't see a future in that, but I really like voice acting. But sadly, because of my my dialect, my accent, I cannot voice act in English, I think. And also, it wouldn't make sense for me to voice act in Japanese since I cannot actually speak Japanese. I can only pronounce it. But yeah, let's just say if I was born Japanese, I would probably pursue being a voice actor. Because it's a lot of fun. I just like to imitate voices also.
Do you have a favorite voice actor performance, whether it be from anime or, any other medium?
That's a good question. Actually, no, I've never thought about if I had a favorite or something. There's some anime characters' voices that I really enjoy, that's true. But also, I usually pay more attention to if it's a voice actor who also sings, like in Bandori. I'm really into Bandori. That's a mobile game.
That's a Bang Dream, right?
Bang Dream, yes. Bang Dream Girls Band Party is the full title. So it's about girl bands, and yeah, the voice actresses in it, of course, also sing, since they're the vocalists of each respective band. And yeah, they have really great singers in there, and it's really interesting to me seeing voice actors also sing. So if I had a favorite, I think it would either be the voice actress of Yukina from Bandori or of Kasumi, also from Bandori. But also a performance I really enjoyed was Nonon Chakusure from Kill la Kill. Yeah.
Ooh,
That's
yeah.
the
Now,
great voice.
now, especially
That
if
is
you're
a great voice.
if you're talking about like cutesy voices, Nonon is up there.
Nonon is great, and like I like how she did that thing like it kind of sounds like as if the voice actress had her nose stuck or something. That's how Nonon sounds.
Yeah, she is a little nasally.
Yeah, not a little, a lot. A lot. Like, if I tried to imitate Nonon, it would be like, Nani sone, Nani sone.
Nani sone.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, Kill la Kill. I have not seen that one in a while, but I enjoyed that
Kill la Kill
series.
is great. It's one of my favorite anime, actually.
Yeah, and that one
And
had
like
a just really good soundtrack. I own that soundtrack, a physical version of it, and it's so good.
Yeah, great soundtrack, great animation, great characters. Everything about Kill la Kill I just like. I get that it made a lot of people uncomfortable with the start of the show, but the whole thing about Kill la Kill was I'm also how do I put this? I would say of myself that I'm a feminist, and it's also important to me that the portrayal of female characters in anime is not that bad. Otherwise, I will not watch the show. And I think Kill la Kill actually has great representation of great female characters, and a lot of them, and also like a female villain that is actually a villain and does not have a tragic backstory and stuff like that. You know, sometimes villains just need to be villains.
Yeah, just Ragyo is just evil. She's a bad person.
Very bad person, but still with layers, and that's just interesting. And also the other female characters are also Kill la Kill just gave it all to me. And also it was the whole point of Kill la Kill was weaponize weaponize what you look like, weaponize your looks, weaponize your sexiness, weaponize it. And that was the whole point. Like the less or the more revealing the outfit got, the stronger they got.
Yeah, one thing that I really found cool that I learned after the fact is that apparently in Japanese, kiru is that the word kiru has multiple meanings.
It was a clothes pun.
Yeah, it's a pun that
I remember that.
It translates approximately to dress to kill.
Yeah, and I think that's really important to say, actually, because you know, with all the problems women have in terms of catcalling and because of how they dress, Kill la Kill actually makes a real strong statement against that, and I think that went over a lot of people's heads.
Yeah, I am obviously not really qualified to comment on that as a cishet guy, but I am glad that you and others found it, representative and empowering in that way. And I know that
I don't know if
some disagree,
but I think, yes, a lot of people found it definitely empowering, but a lot of people also took it out the wrong way.
Yeah,
so there's two sides. There's two sides.
For sure. But it creates very interesting conversations, and I think that in of itself has value for sure.
Yeah, Kill la Kill was not just about fan service or something. It's so much deeper than that. It really created a lot of interesting discussions, and I'm a huge fan, I gotta say, yes.
Yeah. Do you have any other favorite Trigger productions or anime in general?
Yes, actually, for the exact same reason of a fantastic portrayal of female characters, Panty and Stocking.
And that was done by, well, technically a different studio, but it is the same
studio,
people.
But it was yes, it's the same people who worked on it, so
Yes.
I count it as a Trigger thing more than a Gainax thing, actually.
Yeah, we're never getting season 2. We're never actually going to get season 2.
We're never getting season 2. Nope. Panty and Stocking is actually the humor of it is actually not my cup of tea at all. It's like if you take Powerpuff Girls and South Park and mix it together.
That is the exact analogy that I use when I describe it to friends.
Yeah. It's Powerpuff Girls and South Park mixed. Yes, exactly. But the portrayal of the characters was so positive, and Panty again is a character that weaponizes her sexuality, and that is so empowering. That is so good. That is I know it's hard for I guess it's hard for a cishet guy to understand that, but to me it's just Panty is a fantastic character, and I think we need more female characters that really, like, I don't know, a good other example from gaming would be Bayonetta, I guess. I haven't actually played the games, but I know
not
Bayonetta
either, but
enough.
I
know Bayonetta
I do get
enough
that
to know.
analogy there, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, she's also a character that weaponizes her sexuality, and that's just very powerful. That's a powerful thing to do. It makes me personally, and I'm sure a lot of other people too, feel better about their bodies, about the way they dress, maybe, or something like that. It makes us feel like we can be sexy without there being a problem. Yeah, that's just very good. And also, Trigger. What else have I seen of Trigger? I have seen Promare. Promare was also really good.
Promare was a fun one.
I've seen that. It was really fun. Basically, it was like you take Kill la Kill, and instead of lesbians, it's gay. And you squash the story into 1 hour.
Yeah, they just
1 hour 30 minutes.
Yeah, they compressed the story and all of the budget and their insanity. That just Trigger. For those of you who aren't familiar with Trigger, it is in general they are known for their absurd storylines and their just over the top animation, over the top characters. Everything they do is just crazy and extra. And the film Promare actually, so fun fact, the movie had a 7-year production cycle because it got delayed and put on the back burner several times. The creator said in an interview one time that they started the work on Promare a bit before Space Patrol Luluco. So it was worked on for about 2 years, and then it was sort of sidelined for a bit and then picked back up a couple years later. But from beginning to end of its production, it was about 7 years, which is a very, very long time. But they basically took, a normal anime is going to be 12 episodes for a season. 24 is usually where Trigger does theirs. And they compressed 24 episodes worth of insanity into 2 hours. That it comes out swinging, and right from the opening sequence, it's just it is a blast, literally and figuratively.
Yeah. It's a blast, yes. It's like you watch this movie, and every few seconds you get smashed into the face with a hammer.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful. It's wonderful. I really wanna. I need to watch it again. Oh, damn it. It's wonderful.
Yes, go watch Promare.
Go watch Promare, everyone. Yeah. Also, what are Studio Trigger, I haven't seen much more. I've been recommended Darling in the Franxx. I'm not sure if I should watch it.
Darling in the Franxx was an interesting one. It had some issues with pacing, and it's certainly not bad. It tries to do a lot of different things. It is a very Trigger show for sure. It is still Trigger. You can tell that only Trigger could get away with putting this show out. But I wouldn't put it quite on the same level as Kill la Kill, but it's not a bad one. That I would say give it a couple episodes and see if it's to your taste.
Okay, maybe I'll give it a try. What else? As from other studios, actually, one of my very favorite anime is Madoka Magica.
Ooh, classic for a reason. It's a classic for a reason.
Definitely one of my favorites. I'm just sad that lately I've been actually a little interested in Magia Record, but the game doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah,
so.
The game got taken away. Oh, thank you for following, Kobatano. Kobatano's here.
Kobatano! Hey!
We were talking about you earlier.
My tata is here.
Yeah,
Hello.
Madoka Magica is just... I remember when it first came out, and it's really fascinating to think about how it sort of created an entire subgenre of just the dark magical girl subgenre
Yeah,
really came about because of the success of that show.
because Madoka.
That
Yes, because of
it's
Madoka.
now almost
Because yeah, there's now shows like, I don't know, Magical Girl Side or something that clearly took the inspiration from Madoka. So
yeah.
yeah, there's that. I haven't watched that, but there's a lot of dark magical girl shows now, and that's all thanks to Madoka's success. But I think with the lore of Madoka, it's like I always tell people, please watch Madoka. Yes, watch the 12 episodes anime, yes, but also please watch the Rebellion
Yes,
movie.
Rebellion.
Because
Oh, gosh.
Rebellion is the best about Madoka. That is the best thing.
I remember
Rebellion is so good.
after I finished that movie, I was watching with a friend, that the two of us just sort of sat in silence for about 15 seconds, just sort of staring at the screen, because the way it ends
What just happened?
is just, wait, did they really just do that?
Did they do that? Yeah, same. I like, I was like, for me it was like, at about half of this movie, it gets really emotional and sad and crushing and depressing, and you just really feel Homura there, and I cried at that point, and then you know what happens, and I was like, and you just, huh?
And the last shot where it's that character just sort of staring at the screen, and
Yeah.
it's like, ugh.
Oh god, this movie is so good, and it destroys you, but in a good way.
Yeah, and like I don't know if I want there to be more or not, because in some ways I want there to be one more movie for them to be able to come back from what happened. But at the same time, it's like, I'm just gonna say it because it's been out for a while. It's okay for some things to end as a tragedy. I won't go into spoilers past that, but the end of Rebellion is a tragedy.
Yeah, it's a tragedy. It's well, Madoka, the 12 episode anime, has a good end. You would consider it a good end at least.
Yeah.
It has a very hopeful end at least. And Rebellion just ends in utter and pure misery.
Yeah.
That's just, whoa. Yeah, you really gotta watch Rebellion. Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorites, if not my favorite anime at the moment.
Yeah. My
another one
personal
I
favorite.
really-
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Tell me.
My personal favorite is a series called Code Geass.
Code Geass. I love Code Geass.
Yeah.
It's also one of my favorites. It's very high up there.
Yeah,
It's very
I
high up
just
there.
always love that series. It's not a perfect series. It has its flaws for sure, but I love that
It has
series.
its flaws, but honestly,
It's so fun.
I'm not usually one to hate on any series, but I really did not enjoy Guilty Crown because the first few minutes of it already felt like ripping off Code Geass.
Oh my gosh.
And
First off,
oh god,
I appreciate that you've seen Guilty Crown, because not many people have seen Guilty Crown. And to be
I
fair,
have seen Guilty Crown, and it's overrated as hell.
yes, because it was recommended to me specifically when I told someone that I liked Code Geass, because they were like, "Oh, Guilty Crown's similar," and
that.
I watched
Don't do
I watched the first episode, and I was like, "I see these parallels, and it's a bit too similar." But the thing is, then the rest of the series just isn't that good.
Nah, not at all. I watched the entire series from beginning to end, and I was so disappointed. I'm sorry, I'm not usually one to bash anime. So if anyone likes Guilty Crown, please just remember to not recommend Guilty Crown to a Code Geass fan. Thank you.
Yeah, it got weird and didn't explain itself, and then the ending was just the ending was confusing, and
Yeah, exactly.
the opening and endings were
okay.
great. The opening song is one of my
you could argue.
favorites.
Yeah. The soundtrack was great. Also, you could argue that Code Geass has also an ending that can be much talked about, but like in a way that leaves people something to talk about, you know?
Well, so did you see the Resurrection film?
I have not yet.
It's really good, and just it's the type of thing that when I love the ending of Code Geass, the series. The ending, the last 4 episodes of Code Geass, is really what solidified it as my favorite, because it's great throughout. It has some flaws, but the way that it ended was so good. And I was okay with it ending the way it did, with it being sort of open-ended. And when the film came out, I went to the movie saying to myself, okay, I already love it. I already love Code Geass. If the movie's bad, I'm just going to pretend the movie doesn't exist and still be happy with Code Geass as it was. And the film, obviously, as the name suggests, and as you can see if you look at any of the promotional materials, Lelouch is alive. And
I already know that much, yeah.
Yeah, the movie's called Resurrection. It's pretty obvious. And I liked the movie. I thought it was very good, and it leaves things open for future things. So the creator, Goro Taniguchi, has said that he intends to create more Code Geass content. It has not been specified if it will be like another series, more films, or other material, but there is supposedly a plan for more.
Okay.
But I do recommend seeing the film at least. It was a good film. It really lets you it lets you revisit all the good characters and has its own, sort of self-contained storyline.
I really have to watch it at some point, but I really have to rewatch Code Geass because the last time I actually finished it, I was like, I don't know, 16? That was 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, because it's been out for a while. It's weird to think that it's been out for over a decade.
Yeah, Code Geass is old, and like I watched it the first time when I was 13 or something.
Yeah, like I think the first time I saw it.
It was for one of the first anime I saw in Japanese, actually.
Yeah, it was one of the first that I watched as it was releasing the second season. I didn't see it until the first season was already done, but I watched the second season as it aired.
Yeah. You mentioned that you would have dropped it and pretended the movie didn't exist. I have a problem like that with another series, and it's Psycho-Pass. It's Psycho-Pass.
Oh, so I've seen the first season of Psycho-Pass. I've not seen the rest.
Please don't watch anymore. It's first season of Psycho-Pass has a perfect ending to me, and it's a very good series that ends in a good way.
It's a dark series, but it's a powerful series.
It's very powerful. I love it. I love it so much. I love Psycho-Pass. But honestly, then after the first season came the second season, I think. I think first came the movie. Yes. The movie was average. It did not do the series justice. And then came the second season. The second season was whatever. Honestly, it was whatever. And that's when I decided to not watch the third season that is actually already out. Because I'm not interested anymore. And I like Psycho-Pass for what it is, the first season.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember the first time I watched Psycho-Pass, I had to alternate episodes between that and Idolmaster, just as sort of a palate cleanser, because it's such a dark series. It's a good series,
super dark.
but it's really intense.
It's super intense.
I could not watch more than one or two of those at a time unless I had, something more lighthearted in between.
Yeah, I get that. Did the Psycho-Pass get clouded? Did your Psycho-Pass get clouded?
Oh, gosh.
Your Psycho-Pass got clouded from watching it?
Yep, there you go. Yep.
Nice. Yeah. Well, we've been talking about anime for a while.
Yeah,
Maybe we should talk about something else.
Yeah, I didn't expect that because we'd been talking about a lot of other things. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you helped me optimize my stream a fair bit before we went live today, and also earlier in the week when we spoke. And you've said that helping other people with streaming is something that you really enjoy.
Yes. I started out myself in November with streaming, and I had so many issues at first. Getting used to all of this was I wish someone would have been there for me to show me everything. So please, guys, if you need someone to show you everything, just hit me up, okay? I really enjoy helping people. I want to help people to get where I am now if they are not there yet. And there's some really simple things how to make sure your stream is in HD or something like that and stuff like that. And also some tricks to make it smoother. For this stream, for example, my model is usually running at 60 FPS, And for this stream, it's running at 30 FPS, so it will be smoother since I'm being taken over from Discord via screen share. So yeah, that's all things you have to consider. And getting into streaming is really, it can be confusing. It's not just getting used to Twitch, it can be confusing in general. And to all VTubers out there, please stream before debut. Please stream before debut, because you will run into so many problems that at your debut you don't want to don't want things to go wrong at your debut. You want your debut stream to be perfect.
Professional
So
shows
please
always
stream.
have a dress rehearsal. They always have multiple
Yes.
dress rehearsals.
Yes, multiple. And I've been streaming from December on through January, slowly already using my overlay that I would be using later, because also it's not a good idea to make a new overlay and then not use it until debut, because you also have to get used to the overlay. And another reason to stream before debut is if you don't stream at all before your debut stream, who is your audience? Who is your audience? Where is your audience? You need a built audience if you want to go on with streaming. And if you already have one at your debut stream, you're going to be so much more successful, because not all people who are at your debut stream will stay there. Yes. So that's my advice for newer VTubers, even though I'm not a VTuber for myself for very long, actually. So I don't want to act like I'm the big shot here and give you advice. I don't want to brag or anything. I just want to give you advice that I wish people would have told me. I'm glad I figured it out myself that I have to stream before debut. But I just wish someone would have showed me everything. And if it can help someone, then please just message me on Twitter and we can work things out. Yes.
Yeah. She was very, very helpful, and thank you again. So were there any VTubers that you found particularly impactful or inspirational in the time leading up to your own debut?
Well, honestly, real big inspiration and also like a good kick in the ass was obviously Mori's new song. Mori Calliope is a huge inspiration of the bigger VTubers. Actually, she's the only one I'm super interested in. That's not to say the others are bad. They are super good. I just don't have the time to watch that many VTubers.
Yeah, goodness knows that there is not enough time to watch all of them. You have to pick and choose.
Exactly. I have to choose the ones that I really like. Okay, so I really look up to Mori, to Kelly, and a fellow VTuber I really like, I already knew from the Utaite community, is Asuma Toga. Yeah, Asuma is a great guy. His streams are really enjoyable. His design is very appealing. He's also a cyber entity, you could say. Not a demon, but also a cyber guy. And I really do enjoy his streams. And yeah, he's just a great guy. He's a great mixer, also a great singer. So we have a lot in common. Maybe we're also working on a duet in the future. Who knows?
Ooh, dropping exclusive news here on Vtuber Talk.
Yeah. Who else? I don't think there's so many VTubers I look up to. There's a lot I take inspiration from, maybe, but it was more like I watched their debut streams and was like, what did they do?
Yeah.
What can I do?
I guess, what was was there a particular stream that you saw that you said, like after seeing that stream was the moment that you said, I want to be a VTuber?
That's a good question. Actually, my goldfish brain doesn't allow me to remember
Very
that.
fair.
So,
Understandable.
I don't know if there actually was a stream that made me go, yes, I want to be a VTuber.
And there isn't always that,
like,
epiphany moment. Sometimes it's just, a gradual thing.
It was a gradual thing, yes, definitely, because I was starting out with a 3D Vroid model before I had my 2D model, and
Twin Tiger 98 has actually probably just found the issue with your goldfish brain. Not enough RAM. There you go.
Yeah, I need to eat more RAM. Can I eat your RAM?
No, please don't. I just upgraded some things. Please don't do that. But actually, speaking of Apart from Ram and Bugs, what's your favorite meal? This is one of the questions that I just ask guests a lot. So, and this can also be when you were still human. What was your favorite meal?
Yeah. It's more about when I was still human, because on here I don't really eat much except then Bugs and Ram. But I can also just, create things into cyberspace and it will taste like as I remembered it in real life because I still have my memories. So things I still like are, for example, I like a lot of sweets. I'm a sweet person. I like candy. I like white chocolate. I'm a white chocolate person. Yes, I'm a pineapple on pizza person. So
yes, thank you. Yes, yes, we like pineapple pizza here on VTuber Talk.
Oh, also because Twin Tiger just said my fave snacks are microchips. Yeah, maybe they are. But talking about real chips, I enjoy chips with like spicy sweet flavor. Like that's really good. Like sweet chili or something like that. Yeah. I generally like mango stuff. I like mango chili chicken. That is so good.
Ooh, yeah, mango in general is very good and like just an underused flavor.
Yes, all of mango. It's make me my favorite fruit actually.
Do you drink tea or coffee, and if so, how do you take them?
I drink both actually. I prefer green tea without any sugar. And like nothing, just a green tea. But I do like my green tea flavored, so it's like green tea with some sort of berries or something like that, but no sugar added. And for coffee, I actually I like to drink an espresso with a little bit of milk, but just tiny little bit of milk. Not entirely black, but little bit of milk.
That is sort of interesting, though, that for some of your favorite things being sweets and candy, that for tea and coffee, you don't like them too sweet.
Not at all. I think, I like to eat or drink things for their intended purpose.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't think the purpose of sweets and candy is to be sweet and nothing else. The purpose of coffee is not to be sweet. So I like coffee for what it is.
Yeah.
I like its own taste. And I think if you add too much milk or sugar, that's not coffee anymore.
Yeah,
that
makes sense.
If you only drink latte and never have drunk an espresso in your life, then you might just as well say you don't actually like coffee.
I know that I do not like coffee. I don't like bitter things. I just...
To me, it's not about the bitterness. Actually, it has a particular flavor that I can only taste if you actually drink your coffee with less milk or black. It's a good coffee is not just bitter. I'm kind of a coffee enthusiast, you could say. Actually, I did take a course one time and learned a lot about coffee and coffee making and stuff like that. It's not like I'm a barista or something, but I'm really enthusiastic about coffee. Yes.
It definitely is sort of a science of its own.
If I had to say what I prefer between tea and coffee, I do drink both, but coffee is better for me.
What would you say your goals are for 2021? We're only about a month and a half in, so obviously you've accomplished a first goal of debuting, but do you have any goals for the rest of the year?
Okay, so I've been thinking about that. I don't have very set goals right now that I would say are set in stone, but I thought about it and I definitely want to release another original song within this year. I will do a lot of covers probably, but I do want to release one more original. I can't afford to release many originals, so I'm gonna make one more, and I hope it's gonna turn out a banger. Again. Because I don't know, Delete, I'm really proud of it. I gotta say, I'm really proud of it.
Yeah, go listen to Delete. We played it at the opening of the stream, but if you haven't, just SNII Delete. If you search that on YouTube, you'll find it.
Yeah, it's just Delete is actually the first song I wrote myself that meets my own standards, because I am my worst critique. And Delete is the first time I say, yes, I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. This is good.
Yeah.
First time I can say that myself, because my other songs, they're average in my eyes, and well, that's just, I'm not that happy with them. But this time I made it to meet my own standards. So what are other goals I have? I think, let's say until April maybe, mid-April, end of April, I want to hit 1,000 followers on Twitch. That should be possible because I'm gradually getting new followers at the moment, and we're on the way to 500, and I think it will go fast from there.
Yeah,
And,
hopefully.
I think if I keep streaming, and at the moment I'm streaming every day. If I keep streaming every day, I can hopefully do it until April or May, something like that. 1,000 followers on Twitch, our goal at the moment. One more original song within this year is a goal. And also another thing I wanna maybe do is, once I hit 1,000, I wanna do something like a charity stream maybe.
Ooh.
That would be very interesting. I've been thinking about working with a local children's hospital, asking them if I can make a stream and so the donations go to them. But I will ask about that if it actually works or something. But it would be something I would be doing for 1,000 followers on Twitch, I think.
That's really neat.
Yes.
Yeah, I do a charity stream with some friends every year to raise money for a local children's hospital where I live, and they're usually very easy to work with. That definitely reach out to them. That just look on their website. They'll usually have a particular email, and even if you can't find the right one, if you just call them, they'll be able to direct you in the right way, because obviously they always love it when people are trying to help them.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's definitely a thing I want to do, because I just want to support. If I can support a good cause, then I want to do it. And if streaming is a way to do it, then so be it.
Yeah. What would you say being a VTuber means to you? So not in terms of like what is the definition of a VTuber, but for you, what does VTubing mean to you?
At first, when I started out with my Vroid model, it didn't mean much more to me than just not showing my face, you know? Streaming without showing my face. Great. Sounds perfect, actually. It's not that I think I'm ugly or something, but
It's nice to have the level of anonymity.
Exactly. And also it's nice to not have to style up every time before a stream, because, you know, if you're a girl, you have to style up, because there's gonna be trolls who call you ugly.
It is
and stuff like that.
a unfortunate thing, but yes.
It's unfortunate. And like this, I don't have to do anything at all. And that's just nice. That was what it was to me at first. But then I decided I want to go 2D. But then I had to think about, I have to create a character. I have to create a character, because otherwise this 2D model, and yes, it was expensive, is not gonna be worth it. I want this character to be something interesting, and I want it to still be me. So I decided what was going to happen to her, since this is still the same character I've been already using. It's basically me. And my human body is in a coma in a real life, and this is me now, the cyber demon. And I created this character in a very emotional state, while I also wrote the song. And now VTubing means something else to me. It means I can show off parts of myself without actually showing them off. I can be a character, I can express something by being that character, and shows maybe some vulnerable sides of myself that I wouldn't show to everyone normally. It's another way of being myself. It's a way of coping, actually. It's a way of coping, and I think it is for a lot of people.
Yeah, and especially just given the reality of the time that we are in, and it's sort of coinciding with the rise of VTubers, that I think it has provided a very healthy and just sort of revolutionary in some ways outlet for people, that VTubing came to us at the right place at the right time.
Exactly. Yes, so to me, VTubing is a way to cope with problems by turning him into a character and acting out that character makes me feel like I have control over these things.
Yeah.
So definitely it's a way to cope. That's what it means to me at the moment. And what I also find very beautiful, I have to say that, is I may be a cis girl, but a lot of trans VTubers can be themselves through VTubing, and that's beautiful.
Yeah,
that's very
absolutely,
beautiful.
absolutely. So, this is one thing that I asked earlier in the week. One thing I always ask of my guests is for them to share something that people might not know about them, something that you've never discussed before on stream. It can be just a very small detail, and I'm guessing you've probably already shared a couple things that you haven't shared before today, but did you have any new fun fact about yourself that you are able to share?
Just something silly.
Hey, silly is great.
Silly is great. if I like stretch and my back really cracks like it did just now. I don't know if you heard it. But if I stretch and my back cracks, then I glow more, like a glow stick. You break a glow stick, you break a glow stick, and it glows more. It glows more.
SNII is a glow stick confirmed.
Yes, I'm a glow stick.
That's great. A new question.
So if I crack my back, I'm glowing more. Yes.
A question that I wasn't planning on asking until a couple minutes ago. What type of cats do you have?
What type of cats do I have? Well, their names are Noel and Mochi. They're both male cats, and they're like I don't know the English term. The German term is British Kurzhaar, but it's just, I don't know what they're called in English. Like what kind of
what type of colors?
Yeah, they're white. But they're short hair, white, with a few black or brown British short hair. Yeah, British short hair.
Yeah.
And they're mostly white with a few black and brown spots. And they're currently wreaking havoc here. I don't know. You can probably hear.
I've heard them meowing a few times.
Yeah. They're usually loud at this hour. If I'm still streaming, they get loud because they're like, "Stop,
hey,
mommy!
Pay attention to me, mommy."
No, they're more like, "Stop! We want to sleep."
They're getting tired. Well, also, I know that you've said that obviously, so time zones are a thing. So it's getting later where it is for you right now. So I don't want to keep you too long. But before you go, are there any projects?
I'm having a lot of fun though.
Oh yeah, this has been just delightful, and my goal is to have a different VTuber on the show for at least my first, ideally my first 6 months. But it's the type of thing that down the line, I fully expect to have guests back, and I would absolutely love to have you back on the show again sometime down the line.
I would love to be here again.
So before we go, are there any projects or collabs that you want to spotlight? Obviously, there's Delete, which is available on Spotify, iTunes, you name it. You can get it there. But are there any upcoming?
Please listen to Lily.
Are there any upcoming things that you want to make sure to tell people about?
Yes, actually, I also am the leader of a 5-person Bang Dream cover group called Nichidori. So Nichidori, I've been doing this for a while. We're still going on. Sadly, we lost our old YouTube channel and had to make a new one due to a stupid mistake of mine. With the new channel, we are actually uploading 2 covers per month at the moment, because we are uploading the old ones. Every month we all upload 1 old cover and 1 new cover. And for this month, the re-upload is gonna be tomorrow for Valentine's Day.
Ooh.
And there will be a solo later this month. And then March is our anniversary month. And I want to announce that in March, for the anniversary month, at some point, we are going to do on my Twitch channel a Nichidori stream where I have guests. You could say I will have as many Nichidori members as possible as guests on my stream.
Oh, that's so
we
exciting!
can all talk Nichidori things.
Yes. Do you have a date set for that, or is it just sometime in March?
Not yet. It's sometime in March.
All right. Well, I'll be sure to keep an eye out for it.
probably towards the end of March, because I don't know our exact anniversary date anymore, but it was sometime around my birthday, which is March 27th.
All right, well, I'll be sure to keep an eye out for that, and I'll definitely be sharing it, and hopefully I'll be able to tune in as well.
Yeah, I'm very happy about Nichidori. Like, we're a great group. All of us are such good singers, good vocalists. We have some really cool people in there. So please listen to our covers. We're doing our best. Yes.
Well, SNII, it has been just a delight today. Thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you for sharing all these wonderful things about yourself with us. I hope that you've had as much fun as I have.
Absolutely. I had so much fun. I could go on. But yeah, let's. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, we'll call it a day for today, but thank you so much, and thank you everyone else in the chat for tuning in. I hope that you had a lot of fun as well, and I hope you'll join us next time on Vtuber Talk. Until then, stay safe, stay sane, and have a great day.